We got some gigantic news in the NBA today. Pablo Torre did it again. He exposed Steve Ballmer. He exposed the Clippers. He exposed Kawhi Leonard. They're funneling him money under the table, $28 million, through a fake tree company. It's pretty wild stuff. I just finished listening to the podcast. Really great job by Pablo Torre, and it makes you wonder, what are the punishments going to be, because there's really no way for the NBA to sweep this under the rug. The only time in NBA history we've had something like this that got exposed was the Minnesota Timberwolves back in the year 2000. They signed Joe Smith under the table, circumvented the cap like this. They lost 5 first-round draft picks. When people ask how come the Kevin Garnett Timberwolves always were so low on talent, it's because of that. It's because they didn't have a first-round draft pick for 5 years. They missed out on bringing in quality players. So I don't think we'll see anything as extreme as that. You know, Adam Silver is a much nicer commissioner than David Stern was. The other thing with that punishment was Joe Smith's contract was voided, and he signed with the Pistons. He came back to the Wolves a couple years later, but the Wolves really got fucked on that. They lost 5 draft picks. They didn't even get to keep the player. It really hamstringed the Kevin Garnett era. So I don't think we're going to see anything like that out of this punishment, but could they void Kawhi Leonard's contract? Could they punish Kawhi himself, because him and his agents and his family, they knew what they were doing. They knew that they were going against the grain here, that they were doing some shady stuff. Steve Ballmer should definitely get some kind of punishment. Glenn Taylor, I believe, was suspended a year back in the day. So it's going to be interesting. I don't think we're going to see a loss of 5 first-round picks or anything like that, but we should see some punishments handed down, maybe a loss of 2 first-round picks. The other thing to keep in mind is Clippers don't have first-round picks. So if you're punishing them, the punishment isn't going to come for, 5 years from now when they get a first-round pick back, because they've traded all theirs away. So it's going to be interesting. The other interesting thing is this is probably a lot more common than people realize. So it's going to be interesting to see what ownership groups try to get the NBA to go after the Clippers. I could see somebody like Jerry Reinsdorf. He's probably not doing anything like this because he's so cheap. I could see him going after the NBA to try to get them to press harder. Some of the smaller owners out there, but I guarantee you the Lakers owner, the Knicks owner, that Jalen Brunson deal is looking real questionable now. You know, some of these owners of these bigger teams who are probably doing this stuff as well, they're not going to be wanting the NBA to investigate this real hard. So very interesting stuff coming out here, and this is why we love the NBA, man. It's a slow time, but something like this always pops off to keep the NBA in the news cycle. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. What do you think the NBA is going to do? What do you think they should do?